Georgie and Mandy's first marriage set post shows Missy in a location she's never been to in young Sheldon. A new behind-the-scenes post from Georgie and Mandy's first marriage, the upcoming Young Sheldon spin-off, has revealed something fans never expected to see. Missy Cooper, Sheldon's often overlooked twin sister, in a place she never stepped foot in during the original show. And for longtime viewers of Young Sheldon, this unexpected setting is more than just a fun Easter egg. It's a bold statement about how this spin-off plans to elevate Missy's role in ways the original never fully dared. The photo in question was shared on social media by Emily Osment, who stars as Mandy McAllister, Georgie's wife and the mother of their young daughter. While most of the photo features Mandy and Georgie Montana Jordan in their familiar home setting, presumably the same modest starter house they moved into after the birth of their child, it's the background that caught fans' attention. Standing beside the kitchen counter, coffee in hand and mid-laugh, is Missy Cooper, played by Reagan Revord. But this isn't her usual haunts like the Cooper family home, the church, or Medford High School. No, Missy is smack dab in the middle of the newly refurbished McAllister family furniture store, an iconic location that played a huge role in Georgie's arc, but was completely untouched by Missy and young Sheldon. Missy never stepped foot in the store, until now. In all 7 seasons of Young Sheldon, despite the McAllister furniture store being such a major part of Georgie's life, where he learned business, ambition, and eventually met Mandy, Missy never once appeared inside it. The show kept Missy largely to storylines involving her school life, church upbringing, and her struggle with being the emotional middle child in a family increasingly focused on Sheldon's genius or Mary's control issues. Even during moments when Georgie was struggling at work or moving up in the business world, Missy was either off-screen or sidelined. The furniture store was symbolically a male space, one dominated by Georgie, his boss Wayne, and even moments with Mima as she mentored him. Missy was absent from it both physically and narratively, a subtle but telling omission. So now see her inside this location in the spin-off, sharing a casual moment with her brother and sister-in-law, suggests a new phase in her development. It signals the creator's desire to give her a broader identity, one that steps outside the limited boundaries young Sheldon imposed. Why this is a huge deal for Missy's character. Fans have long lamented how young Sheldon wasted the enormous potential of Missy Cooper. In The Big Bang Theory, adult Sheldon even admitted that Missy had a more successful and emotionally well-balanced life than he did. However, that version of her, the one with a family of her own, sharp wit, and emotional intelligence, was rarely glimpsed in young Sheldon. Instead, we saw a lonely, sarcastic teenager trying to navigate life in a house where she was often the least prioritized. Her presence in the furniture store in the spin-off suggests that she's finally being brought into the fold, not just as Sheldon's forgotten twin, but as a real player in the lives of her siblings. She's not just visiting. She's part of Georgie and Mandy's world now. She's family, yes, but also a potential co-conspirator, confidant, or even employee, depending on how far the show chooses to go with this. What if Missy ends up helping out at the furniture store between jobs or college? What if she develops a closer bond with Mandy through shared womanhood and young adult struggles, outside the overbearing influence of Mary or the aloofness of George Sr.? The photo teases not just a new location, but an entire narrative possibility, Missy as an adult finding her own voice and community. A bigger role in the spin-off's ensemble? Early interviews and teases from showrunners indicate that Georgie and Mandy's first marriage won't just be about the titular couple, but rather an ensemble series that explores the extended Cooper-McAllister family dynamic. That means more Mima Annie Potts, more Mary Zoe Perry, and yes, more Missy. Reagan Revord, who grew up on Young Sheldon, has publicly expressed interest in showing new layers to Missy, particularly as she ages and comes into her own. Given that the spin-off is set in the early 2000s, it places Missy in her late teens to early 20s, a crucial period in her growth. The setting offers endless opportunities for storytelling: first jobs, first heartbreaks, grappling with independence, maybe even rebellion. Placing her in the furniture store, previously a symbol of Georgie's adult world, suggests the writers are folding her into these larger arcs of work, family, and identity. Perhaps the store becomes a meeting ground for the next generation of Coopers, a symbolic nucleus around which they all revolve now that Sheldon has left for college and George Sr. is presumably gone. A stronger sibling bond between Missy and Georgie? One of the strongest but underdeveloped dynamics in young Sheldon was that of Missy and Georgie. While we got glimpses of their love-hate sibling banter, their shared experiences of being overlooked by Mary and outshined by Sheldon could have been fertile ground for deeper exploration. In The Big Bang Theory, Sheldon once noted that Missy and Georgie still communicated, and that they remained close in a casual, affectionate way. The spin-off might finally show how that bond solidified in the wake of family tragedy George's death and Sheldon's departure. The photo, where Missy looks completely at home, possibly mid-conversation with Georgie, hints at a more emotionally intimate connection between the two. Maybe they're now allies in navigating adulthood. Maybe Georgie becomes a mentor to her in the way no one else ever was. Or maybe it's Missy who grounds Georgie, reminding him not to lose sight of who he is amidst the pressures of being a father and husband. Mandy and Missy, a new female friendship? Perhaps the most intriguing aspect of this photo is that it doesn't just show Missy in the furniture store, it shows her comfortably engaging with Mandy. While the two had little interaction in young Sheldon, there's plenty of potential for them to become close. They're both strong, sarcastic women dealing with the expectations of small-town life and the burdens of the Cooper family legacy. Mandy especially has proven herself to be fiercely independent, refusing to bow to Mary's judgment or social pressures. Missy, too, has always bristled against control. Together, they could form a dynamic that young Sheldon lacked, a real female friendship that isn't just there for laughs or plot service. It wouldn't be surprising if Mandy becomes a kind of older sister figure to Missy, helping her navigate life after high school, relationships, and career paths. Or they could end up butting heads, bringing much-needed drama and complexity to the spin-off. A quiet but powerful statement. This behind-the-scenes photo may seem small, just a candid moment from a day of filming, but its implications are significant. In placing Missy in the furniture store, the creators are making a quiet but powerful statement. This show isn't just continuing young Sheldon's story, it's rewriting what it means to be a Cooper. In young Sheldon, Missy was the girl always left behind. She watched Sheldon get the attention, Georgie chase success, and Mary control the household, all while trying to make sense of her own place. But in Georgie and Mandy's first marriage, it looks like she's finally getting invited to the table, or in this case, behind the counter. And it's about time. As Georgie and Mandy's first marriage gears up for its debut, fans will be watching closely to see how this subtle moment plays out in full episodes. Will Missy get the arc she deserves? Will the spinoff finally redeem what